So you're thinking about making the move to the Waxhaw, North Carolina area. Well, in this video, we're going to break down reasons you may want to consider not moving to Waxhaw. So let's jump in, and you may be surprised by our last reason that people have decided Waxhaw is not the right fit for them. So let's jump right in. I'm Steve Gerald with the Longleaf Group, along with my partners Amanda and Kathy, and we love working with people just like you. So if you're interested in making the big move to the South Charlotte area, make sure you reach out to us. Below is our contact information. We absolutely love it. So click a message, send us an email, text. We absolutely love it. With all that said, let's jump right in. And oh yeah, if this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be the first to know as soon as new videos are shared weekly. Let's jump in.
So reason number one that Waxhaw may not be the best fit for you. That is, if you're looking for an area that is not looking to grow or develop or has a slower pace of life, that a lot of people think of Waxhaw because of all of the green space and country living, the acreage that has really become synonymous with Waxhaw. Well, Waxhaw has experienced and is continuing to experience a tremendous amount of growth, both in terms of population growth, people moving in from all across the country into Waxhaw, as well as new development opportunities, both with the downtown Waxhaw. They're exploring a social district, and obviously more communities are on the way between Waxhaw, Marvin, the whole surrounding area. So if you are looking for something that's slower, not looking to grow, doesn't have traffic, part of the growing pains of a growing city, then Waxhaw would not be the greatest fit because it is experiencing so much growth and it's going to continue to do so.
So reason number two is one that may come as no surprise to a lot of people that have been looking or considering the Waxhaw area, but inventory is extremely tight across the Charlotte area, really across the nation. But in Waxhaw in particular, we see very competitive home prices. Home inventory is extremely low. So you have to be very patient. You have to be understanding that when a home is priced right, it's going to go quickly. You have to be prepared for that turnaround to being ready to make an offer, and not always the right fit for people that are considering an area that they don't want to partake in that type of home search, the pressure of a highly sought after area. So if that's not right for you, especially Waxhaw has beautiful homes, beautiful community, greenery, which is schools, all those things that we've talked about in other videos that have drawn people to the area and drawn the prices up in the area, the appreciation. Waxhaw may not be the right fit for you if it doesn't fit into what you're comfortable with. So while it may come as a no shocker to many people, if this is a deal breaker, then obviously it wouldn't be the right fit for you at this time. So reason number three that you really should consider whether Waxhaw is the right area for you is the commutability to uptown from Waxhaw. The reality is Providence, which is 16, is and can be a nightmare for traffic going up and down to uptown from Waxhaw. And it really depends on where you are in Waxhaw, how easy you can get to Providence Road, or however you're going to take to get into uptown. But man, traffic can be a bear. The ability to commute back and forth if you have a job or need to commute back and forth all the time, Waxhaw may not be the best fit because it will get old really quick having to go back and forth. Some people do it and have no problem whatsoever. But if sitting in traffic or dealing with traffic is something that's not going to work for you, you definitely need to consider, and I recommend to all of our clients, you want to date the area. So in essence, see what it's like going back and forth from wherever it is that you're considering living, and go at the worst time possible. See what the worst case scenario is going to be. But since Waxhaw is on the far south side of Charlotte, you really want to make sure, especially depending on where it is, there are winding roads that can take time getting to even the main road, Providence, that depending on school traffic or whatever the case is that you want to consider. So definitely consider the traffic and the commutability. Getting to Uptown if that's somewhere where you need to be on a daily basis, or anywhere even north of Uptown to get out of Waxhaw. So definite consideration for anybody looking to move to Waxhaw. Reason number 4, that is the walkability. Yes, there are some awesome areas that you can walk to, especially downtown Waxhaw. If you're in Marvin, there's some shops and things you can walk to. Downtown Waxhaw in particular is very walkable, but in general, Waxhaw is really not the most walkable area. One of the beauties of Waxhaw is the country setting and some of the neighborhoods. Yes, a lot of them do have sidewalks, but in general, it's not a bikeable area overall. Like I said, someone could argue that yes, it's very bikeable. There's parks and everything, but in general, you'll see that it's one of those areas that you really want to get to your destination, then walk, then being at home, walking to wherever, shopping. It's not that type of city. So if you're looking for a place that offers way more walkability, then yeah, you may want to go to Uptown or Noda, Plaza Midwood, some of those places closer to Uptown that have more of the city life as opposed to Waxhaw. That's just not really what it's currently geared for. Now, there are a lot of upcoming developments and plans to make Waxhaw even more walkable and able to bike and take advantage of the activities that are available, but for the most part, not the most walkable area that you're going to find in Charlotte for sure. And finally, reason number 5 that you may want to consider Waxhaw as not a good fit. So considering you may want to not consider Waxhaw as the best fit for you, or really Charlotte in general. But a lot of times we have clients that you think of North Carolina, the South as always the perfect weather, or whatever the case is regarding weather. But the reality is Waxhaw and Charlotte in general, it gets really hot. It does get really cold as well. Now, no, and I've lived in Indiana, I've lived throughout Tennessee, and I've also lived down in Florida. So I've experienced all the different temperatures and weather, and it gets just as hot in Charlotte as it does in South Florida, that same humidity. In the cold, when it does get cold, it gets really cold. Now, you're not dealing with nearly as much snow. It does snow occasionally, but very rarely. And when it does, it's very hard. We're not prepared as much as when I lived in Indianapolis, where you had salt on the road, you had everything taken care of. But yeah, the weather definitely gets hot, muggy, it gets cold. We experience all of the seasons. So, if you're looking for a temperature that's always perfect, always, not too hot, not too cold, we experience all those ups and downs. So, weather is something definitely to consider. I recommend checking it out during the worst of the cold and the worst of the heat, and experience what it is, how your allergies are affected. The allergies are definitely something that affect many people in this area, so that's something also to consider if it's the right fit for you. But people from all over move here because it's more mild overall, but we do have those ups and downs in terms of temperature and weather. So you want to consider those things. Make sure that Waxhaw, Charlotte in particular, are the best fit for you, and so many others that have made Waxhaw the home. So with all that said, those are the big reasons you need to really make sure Waxhaw is the best fit for you. And we love it. We know a lot of people do, but we also know there's some reasons you need to consider if it's the right fit for you. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our reasons to consider not moving to Waxhaw, North Carolina. But with all of those bits and pieces, we hope it gives you more information as you make a decision to moving to the Waxhaw area. I'm Steve Gerald, and with the Longleaf Group, we absolutely love working with people just like you. So if you're considering it, if you have more questions about the different areas, neighborhoods, the good and the bad, that's what we're here for. We love working with people like you. Make sure you like, subscribe to our channel. We'll continue sharing new videos, new content every single week. So with all that said, thanks for joining, and we will hopefully talk soon.